Hello, DarkMatch fans. It's time for the DarkMatch for the WrestleMania review. This is part 2. This is 4 more DarkMatch members giving us our thoughts of WrestleMania. I am DigiFox. I'm the fox that rocks your socks. And up next is Cowpie.
Yes, hi, I am Hey! Oh, you dick. I'm going to make a code out of you when we're done with this show, you dickhead. This is Magpie here.
This is LOM. Oh, fuck it. I'm the Lord Star. And do you want to be like Alicia Fox, Magpie?
Okay, he has rank to rib me. You don't.
And I am the match striker of DarkMatch Megafighter 3 with What is Iron Sheik tweeting now? Good to see intelligent performer at Shane Helms come today. He shown me he the real motherfucker.
Shane Helms winning the Iron Sheik's approval. That's
surprising.
You know, I got to say that's probably a
odd.
good judge of character. It's a good judge of character because if Sheik likes you, that shows you're operating on a level where I don't know. But if Sheik likes you, I think that's a good. I don't know. It's a good character indicator. What are your
Gregory
thoughts?
Helms doesn't like us, so.
But he likes fucking playmates.
So he's a furry?
For some reason.
Oh, God, he's useless, too. Anyway, we are here to just embellish and give a little bit of extra thoughts about WrestleMania. As you know, WrestleMania is a big show, and we're a big show, so we thought everything that went down in WrestleMania, whether if you liked it or not, we tack on a little extra members and see what you thought about it. All stammering aside, here's our opinions about WrestleMania. What did you guys think?
It was okay. There were some things that I had issues with, but we'll cover that down the road.
It was a roller coaster of a ride.
It's sort of like it was like skipping really, like it was walking down the street just happily skipping, and then it fell into like a puddle and he got all wet, but he was like, oh, I'm still gonna have a good day. And then as he keeps walking, a train just comes out of nowhere and just hits a puddle and drenches him.
It's like the cartoon train
like.
from Roger Rabbit.
Yes. Yes, I did. I'm sorry,
So,
Helms, Playmate, Roger Rabbit. I don't know how these things lead to each other.
So we have to talk about the dark match on the dark match.
Yes, there was a dark match at this WrestleMania, and the dark match wasn't for anything important. It was just the tag team titles.
Well, not important to the WWE, but still better than the tag team at TNA.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't get to see it, and I'm pretty sure you guys didn't. But I hope there's a video of this that crops up there somewhere because I heard this match was pretty good. I mean, I don't really know. Was it on like a pre-show or anything?
It was actually streamed live, if I remember correctly.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, on WWE's
no
website.
idea. I mean, that makes sense. I just thought when it was a dark match, they just dark matched it. I didn't even know it got streamed, which I think that's pretty cool, though. Because
who was in the tag match? It was the Usos versus Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd versus Primo and Epico.
Okay, I'm acknowledging there's a tag team titles. I'm acknowledging they exist, and they had a match at WrestleMania. But who are these people are you talking about?
If you haven't watched in a year, you'll have no idea. Like
The Usos
what,
are
the
Rikishi's sons. Primo and Epico are Cologne's. And Justin Gabriel was that werewolf from Nexus, and Tyson Kidd's that one guy from the Hart Dynasty.
Wait, that isn't the guy from Teen Wolf 2? I just
No.
thought he got a really good tan and a goofy
we know
haircut.
that Tyson Kidd no longer has his little pink tuft of hair. He gave it to Rihanna, but we'll get to that.
And long story short, the winners of this match and still tag team champions, Epico and Primo. I didn't get to see this on the stream, but I'll try to see it online because I hear it was really good, and everyone should check it out because the guys on this card, the guys in that match are not bad wrestlers, and this could have actually been like a cool, like, you don't have to give it too much time, but maybe just like throw it in like next match. Like this could have been a good opener instead of what we got.
Oh, yeah.
And we're ready to talk about the debacle.
Ready as we'll ever be.
Fuck.
All right, we're gonna get your blast shields on. We're gonna talk about the big debacle, the thing that people are gonna remember in this WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus.
Oh yeah.
And
So basically, Daniel Bryan and Sheamus come out, and
well, let's talk about their entrance. I mean, they covered a lot of ground, and they covered ground, and they had the long walk to WrestleMania. And your WrestleMania walk is really important in the whole aspect of things. Forget the match, your walk's important. And I think both performers did a nice walk. Even AJ had a good swagger going down that ramp. So they got that down. And then they had that moment where they looked around and saw the crowd, which also constituted as a good WrestleMania moment. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did a good job looking, and then what else happened?
Well, Sheamus got the first attack in, or the first move in.
And the only
you know what else happened? The referee did a really good job of taking the belt and putting it to the side. That was a good moment in the match.
And AJ did a really good job at kissing Daniel Bryan.
That was a nice, sweet kiss, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Too bad I had to see the replay of it because I totally missed this match getting my grandparents for the pay-per-view.
Yes, and we're kicking around the bush, but the bell rings and Sheamus hits the bro kick, and it's just like that match he had with Ryder for the WWE Champion. 1, 2, 3, and everyone's pissed off.
Fuck! God damn it!
It's like go ahead, Lum. Go ahead.
I was about to say, and they're trying to go for a record for this, and they missed it by 10 seconds.
Yeah, even with that logic, like they're trying to beat the shortest reign record, they still fuck. Even with that logic, it's still stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I'm not even going to complain about it in the obvious way because I hope no one's hearing that, but noise in my house. But I'm not going to play in the obvious way where it's like, oh, it's Magpie. He's going to obviously be mad that Bryan Danielson didn't have a WrestleMania moment, and that very much is a reason I'm upset for it. But it's not even just because of Daniel Bryan got lost or didn't look like a strong champ at WrestleMania. It was just this really also screws over Sheamus too. I mean, yeah, he bro kicked and won the match and got the belt, but does that solidify him as a fighter that really wanted to get that belt? Did it really was a struggle? It didn't make him look any
kicked
better.
Him once. Like
it was
he's
just
good at kicking people in the head. It's not
around.
exactly impressive.
Nah, it's just you know how to kick someone in the head. I mean, and the way they were building up Sheamus in this entire thing, like we always people are making the comparison about the U.S. title and how it's like, okay, they didn't have the U.S. title match, but they're going to get the World Heavyweight title match. And from that time, I'm actually thinking about this, and this is before the match happened. It's like I'm actually glad that match last year with the U.S. title didn't happen because both of them became way better performers, especially Sheamus. And in the weeks coming up to this, it's like you got to see him do new movesets and interesting things in the ring, and I'm like, oh, wow, this guy really wants to be here. He's trying to make his in-ring work just as interesting, and he can talk, and this is awesome. I can't really wait to see a full-blown match. And it's like they showed off everything they needed to be like, this match is going to be sweet. This is going to be a reason why you can buy this as a whole. You know? I've been talking too much. Did you guys want to take over?
And, like, we're going to talk about this a lot throughout the show, but there was a lot of bullshit in this WrestleMania that could have got cut in favor of having a proper match.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was just a fucking waste.
And it's not even like
they
we don't want to see
river.
Oh, I'm sorry. And it's not even like we don't want to see the Diva match, like that should have been cut. No, it's like there are literally things that had nothing to do with the show or wrestling that could have just been like, no, we don't need this. We could just do one of that, if anything, which we'll get to.
They had 4 hours of show, so there is no excuse here.
I think it was enough to cut that they could have easily stuck let's say a Too Cool versus the Usos match in there. Wait, what?
Yeah, they could have brought that Too Cool and had them versus the Usos.
and with that probably would have made it up a little bit, but not obviously. But even if they would have just given that match like 15 minutes or 10, those two still would have had a sweet match. I mean, I'd be a little like, oh, well, it was 10. It was 10 minutes. Okay, that's not too customary for a WrestleMania match. But hey, I trust Daniel Bryan and Sheamus enough to be as performers to be like they could have got something out of that, you know. But at any rate, your new heavyweight champion, Sheamus.
Yeah, I'm sure the other guys have touched on this already, but it really is just a big fuck you to the internet wrestling fan base. Just burying Daniel Bryan is just, it's totally disgusting what they did.
And, okay, I think Tiefus pointed this out, like, when he was talking to us, and he did make a good point. In the logic of things and how Daniel Bryan's title reign has been going, that match makes sense. Because it's like, okay, guys weasel his way out of like every single like opportunity to really defend this or danger, and this one moment where he has like this new competitor kicks him in the fucking face and wins. Like, logic-wise, that makes sense, but you don't do that at WrestleMania. Like, that's what it means. When you're a wrestler, that's your Super Bowl. You want to perform there, and you get picked to do it. It's like, let them go.
Yeah, you should do that kind of shit at just an average pay-per-view.
Yeah,
I mean, WrestleMania is not the place for squash matches at all.
Yeah,
right.
But I have to respectfully disagree with Tiefus. I mean, because look at the cage match and the elimination chamber that he had in the last two pay-per-views. It shows that he could be a survivor, and yet we get a squash match at WrestleMania.
Yeah, just.
Anyway, it's probably time to move on.
It's certainly disappointing, but the live audience, we're going to move on, and then because the live audience kind of was vocal about this, to the next match, which was, take it away, anybody?
Kane versus Randy Orton.
We just about said it at the same time, but
I'll let you talk because, to be honest, I actually did miss like the first hour of WrestleMania, which, from what I can tell, wasn't even much really missed.
Yeah, I actually came in during this match, and I'm like, I thought it was the first match of the night because the pacing was like so fucking slow.
It felt more like it felt so much like a non-WrestleMania match, and this is coming from someone who only ordered WrestleMania 15 and 2000. That's all I have to say about this.
What was the card for WrestleMania 15?
That was the first WWE pay-per-view that I ever watched.
It was the one where they had the triple threat title match with like Triple H and Mick Foley. And...
No, I remember it was Stone Cold versus The Rock 1, or was it 1 or was it another? Because I know it was before.
That would have been 2001, or no that would have been 1999.
No, that match was more satisfying. Moving on, though, back to this match. And it's like, Mom makes an excellent point. They threw this on the card at the last minute to give Randy Orton and Kane something to do. Or we're definitely aware of that. But really, you just could have had this match on SmackDown. And it could have the same results. Did anybody really care? You could have given Randy Orton something better to do.
Feud? Not really.
So the basics of the... Sorry.
They did shockingly give Kane the win. I mean, how many times has Kane ever won at WrestleMania?
Not that often. I don't think that often.
And you don't hate the guy because it's like, oh, I don't hate Kane, but it's like, no, don't get the victory. Give it to Orton. Like, everyone going into this, like, on the dark match, we were sharing the same consensus that Orton was going to obviously win this one. And we're wrong.
Well, at least this feud had some confusing backstory to it because after Kane's match with Orton, he shook Orton's hand and then disappeared until Royal Rumble season. You know, the month before Royal Rumble.
Yeah, for sure.
And And in a way, it does make sense, but maybe not for the 3-month rule.
I don't know. It was just a boring non-interest match for me.
That it was. Though I've always been a fan of Kane's Red Baron top rope clothesline.
Yeah.
That move's sweet, but it's like at this point even before they gave Kane his mask back, I was like, okay, I don't hate the guy, but I'm sick of him. I want to see someone else. Like, forget Kane. I want to see more Cody Rhodes. Which leads us into this match, which was the next disappointment. Like, I can't say that. The disappointment will continue, but I can't say that Kane and Orton was disappointing. I mean, I'd rather see Randy Orton wrestle someone else, but that was ambivalent to this match. This next match, though, then the result really just disappointed me, and this was Big Show versus Cody Rhodes for the Intercontinental Championship. Guys, what were your thoughts about this match?
I liked it.
It lasted longer than the squash match, and for that I'm happy.
And it really had some great storytelling behind it too, because of how they built this match.
I missed this match due to being at work at the time, so.
Yeah, like Big Show basically got his one big WrestleMania victory. He won the Intercontinental Champion.
Which is surprising. I mean, it makes sense logic-wise because, okay, Cody was being a dick for all those weeks. This is his comeuppance, and, he loses his greatest prize. And Big Show gets his final moment. But I was just hoping this would be one of those moments where it's like Cody's going to take him out. Like, he would win the match in some underhanded way, but it would be like a fought-out match. He'd win in some underhanded way, and then the Big Show would probably clobber him afterwards. That's how I thought it was going to go, but I guess they gave him the trophy after the whole world title debacle. Although I'm not saying anything that someone already hasn't said.
And plus, Cody came out wearing a rockin' long coat with the Transformers logo on it.
Yeah. Actually, that had CR in that Transformers logo.
My question
I thought it was pretty good.
My question is, does this really count as Big Show's WrestleMania moment? I mean, what about last year when he squashed the Core?
Well, that was really more of a group moment.
We're talking more in terms of singles matches.
Yeah. It's like you could contribute that to like the group winning, but this is like, this is his big moment because he beat up the bully that was giving him shit, and by the way, he's the Intercontinental Championship. I mean, winning a belt at WrestleMania is like, that's a WrestleMania moment even if people don't care about you. Because it's like, oh shit, I won a belt at WrestleMania. Awesome.
Oh yeah, so Big Show wins with the knockout punch. He wins the title. Everyone's happy, and Cody made Cody look reasonably good too.
Yeah, well, it wasn't like he squashed the dude or anything like that. I did not have comeuppance on that. It's just
No.
Do you think Cody's going to get it back really fast, or who's going to beat Big Show for that belt if it's not Cody?
You might get a best out of 3 feud out of him.
I can definitely see the feud continuing past this point.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they still got... What's the next pay-per-view?
Extreme Rules.
Oh, they could probably pad it out and have something big there.
Maybe Falls Count Anywhere.
Yeah, and I can see Cody getting the title back at Extreme Rules.
Yeah, where he's encouraged to use weapons, and he's already like a heel that doesn't let up on you as it is using wrestling moves, so it's like, now he has that mentality, but he's using... All right, cool. Maybe we'll get more out of this. On that basis, I'm stoked, but I would have rather seen Cody win the belt, not to play like, it has to please me, but I'd rather see Cody win the belt and then get the best out of 3, but that's still a good outcome, even if Big Show has the belt, so I hope it goes in that direction.
Oh, yeah.
Any final thoughts on the match?
My grandma was shocked at the whole David versus Goliath angle of the match, and I quickly explained it to her, but that's all else I had to say about the match.
Yeah, bringing up the whole David versus Goliath thing is, it's basically the roles reversed, where the Goliath is the fan favorite.
Yeah.
Which is always an interesting dynamic in storytelling.
Do you think WWE would ever like sell Cody Rhodes' like jackets? Because those are pretty sweet.
Yeah, I
would
would so wear one.
Oh yeah.
I want to buy that jacket and just like have it made, but it's gonna be stitched in like fox fur all over, and it's gonna be like pimpalicious.
I would fucking
So
wear
you
that jacket
so you
every
still want to
day.
be like Alicia Fox?
Yeah.
Actually, I would want that the basic design of the jacket, but with the Travis touchdown design on it. That's what I'd want.
I'll take it in black.
All right, so we're stalling enough. Let's get to the next match, which is our Divas match.
Surprisingly, we're having this early.
Yeah, it's early.
Yeah. Well, I think
And this
mostly
match got
giving a
more
lot of
time
the,
than Danielson
backstage
and
stuff.
Sheamus.
That should almost be a meme on this show, or name the things that got more screen time.
Oh, and we didn't mention this, but in the Kane versus Orton match, and I think in this match, this is when people were doing the Daniel Bryan chants and the yeses, if I remember correctly.
They come in and out throughout the whole pay-per-view ever since the squash match.
Yeah, you can tell WWE fucked up when.
Yeah, a little salute to the crowd in Miami for that, by the way. I hope you continue the magic.
I hope they do.
Yeah, but in the meantime, let's talk about the Beth Phoenix Eve Torres versus Double K and Double M. What were your thoughts?
I like the headdress that Beth Phoenix was wearing.
You know, it was very nice. I really don't have much else to say, because I think at this point I got up to go to the washroom.
So, guys, this match. Anything else that could be said?
Let's blow the Genghis horn, because it's a roll up.
And by a non-wrestler too.
We should almost cut Genghis into the show. It's a roll up.
Ah!
Yeah, just have his wail from Victory Road in there.
We can hear loud screaming coming all the way from Dallas, Texas.
That shakes my windows.
Poor bastard.
And from this match, we cut backstage to Matt Striker talking with Shawn Michaels. Shawn's in his referee shirt, and he holds the power to end the era. Will he screw Taker? Will he help his best friend? Is Shawn Michaels the only person to pull off black and white stripes? The answer, coming up now. Yes, Shawn Michaels looks excellent in black and white stripes.
So, interestingly enough, we have the Hell in the Cell match, this early. Shockingly enough.
But hey, we got JR out of it.
Yep, JR makes his return. Comes down to the Oklahoma music, or whatever it is.
And really, who could tell a story better than JR? Although, did anyone honestly think that this would be before the Team Loris and Team Teddy match? Like, I think that would be like the match like after the Divas, and this would be like the...
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do?
Well, although I think at this point in the show, we really badly needed some energy.
Yeah,
Maybe
especially with
WWE.
that 6-man tag match 12-man tag match that probably a lot of people don't care about, which is coming up soon.
It almost makes you wonder if they knew they fucked up the Daniel Bryan thing, so it's like, okay, quick, let's put the Hell in the Cell match now.
Taker's in the back like, damn it, I haven't finished my stretches. You get out there right now.
The fans are going to riot, man.
Hunter, get the sledgehammer. Someone fly in JR from Oklahoma right now.
JR's like, I haven't even finished shaving yet. No, get out there.
Imagine he's just like in his bathroom like, oh, well, I'm just glad I don't have to travel for WrestleMania. WWE SWAT team comes in there. You're needed right now. Let's go.
So it should be noted that JR now has a rockin' goatee.
Yeah, he does.
JR with facial hair? I don't see any fault in this.
And,
honestly,
and on the topic of hair, Hairless Taker looks pretty good for how much he grew back his hair in time for this match.
That would explain where JR's beard came from.
I had to honestly say this about Bald Taker. Does anyone? I mean, yeah, Taker looks awesome with long hair, but really, who gives a fuck? It's hair. The guy's still the Undertaker.
Who knows? He might not.
I mean, hair goes away, but the man's still around.
Yeah, he honestly doesn't look that bad with the buzz cut. It's not like it's the first time he's ever cut his hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at any rate, for the speculation and people doubting that, oh God, it's going to be Triple H again, and this match is going to be really good. If there were any doubters, this match I could safely say delivered. And if not delivered, it did way better than... No, it did more than delivered. It got there like 3 days earlier without any extra charges.
Yeah.
Come on, guys, take over.
Yeah, and I sadly was arriving home when this match was going on. I came in at the very end, so I don't have much to say.
So one thing we wondered was they oddly enough waited for all the participants to come down before they actually lowered the ring, or not the ring, the cell. We were wondering if they almost forgot that this was supposed to be held in the cell.
Yeah, I forgot about it too until Taker and Triple H looked up, but then Memory Remains played instead of the typical cage lowering music.
Yeah. But let's be honest. If they would have played like All Nightmare Long as that cage came down, that would have just been the shit. Like, that would have been an awesome Metallica song to have that come down to.
So it was a damn good cage match.
Wait, I guess before we get into it, did you remember when they were just looking at each other and just staring as that thing goes down, and Triple H is just like, "You're going down, dude." That was the shit.
Yeah, that stare down was great.
Like you can criticize Triple H all you want for anything he's done in his career, but the one thing I liked, even if he was a cowardly hero or not, when it was like time to fight in that match, or fight in any match that he was in, and it came time to the pay-per-view or whatever, and he was in that ring, he does not have a look of fear on his face. He's going to fuck you up. And Triple H is awesome at that. And Taker is the Undertaker. Not dead. No, said. Hey, go on, Digi. Go on.
So basically, awesome match, lots of slamming against the cell and chair shots and all that kind of goodness.
Yeah, chair shots that ended up in welts on the back of the Undertaker.
Like, to the point where, Triple H was like, ask him if he wants to quit or stop the match.
I think it was actually Shawn Michaels.
We actually felt sorry for Undertaker. Because it's like, he's kind of winding down, more or less.
But you can also look at that, it's like, okay, yeah, he's taking the hits, but maybe he's just doing, we don't know how good and rested he was for the entire year. Maybe it's just like, okay, this is what they're expecting, so I'm really going to do a good job of telling that story. It's going to fucking hurt, but I'm going to really, really play it like they think it's how I'm supposed to be hurting, like he used that to fuel his story.
Yeah, maybe it was all the rules all along.
I also like the conflict understory, too, of Shawn Michaels, with him being pulled three ways. He was being pulled by profession, respect, and friendship. And you would think that would convolute the match or the story they were telling, but no, they did it in a way where it served that purpose and it didn't get in the way. I've heard Shawn Michaels was in the match and it's like, well, that distracted. I mean, they're not going to screw Taker in the end of the era match. They're going to have a clean finish, or they're going to have something that's just going to be legit, but having Shawn Michaels in there, is that going to distract from the match? The initial thought going into it, but no, it didn't. The only things that Shawn Michaels did was to hit the super kick on Taker at one point, and to get slapped into the Hell's Gate.
Then
Shawn looked like
nasty.
Shawn looked like he was going to cry at one point.
I wouldn't
no,
blame him.
it's too much to take.
Submission moves fucking hurt. And Shawn Michaels being the awesome seller that he is, he'll be like, okay, well, let's see. Well, I've never really taken a move like this before, so I'll just make it look extra bad. And sure enough. But he's probably been put in the Hell Gates before, if I remember. But in terms of his submission career, it's not like that type of submission wasn't around back when he was getting the sharpshooter and all that. But he sold it awesomely, is what I'm saying.
But yeah, he really sold it emotionally, too. Like, he really looked distraught that he was literally torn up, as Lomdiar mentioned.
Yeah, though I thought I saw Triple H blading after he got the stairs chucked at him.
Well, I would expect that for Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, but I wouldn't expect it from the WWE because they've been pretty bloodless, except for hard rate blood for the most part.
I think if anything, if they're bloodless for like the entire part of the year, or like any other time, they're like, okay, we're gonna be on for live TV. It's gonna be bloodless, but it's WrestleMania and it's this match. Let them blade because we didn't have blood at the other time. So if anybody complains about it, we could be like, nope, didn't have that much blood back then. We had blood for this moment. There is a reason. Get off our fucking backs.
Yeah, it's Undertaker Triple H. You expect a little blading.
Yeah, and if it's Triple H, he can get away with it. Even if they find him, it's like, or whatever. It's like, oh well, fair.
It's like,
he can take a fine.
Yeah,
like,
I remember him taking a fine last year for the unprotected chair shot they did it on Taker. Pretty much.
But no, he's probably just like, nah, it's worth it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't like unprotected chair shots as much. I don't like them, but if the two performers are like, if like one performer says to another performer, yeah, I could take it. Go right ahead.
So basically, it was a damn good match. And lots of false finishes. Like, we think it's going to be over, and then Triple H kicks out, or Undertaker kicks out.
And it wasn't like overdone. This was playing into the story, especially when it like all led up to the super kick pedigree combination, and you really thought it was over. And Taker just, bah!
And then he kicks out.
And people were like, the crowd was the investment the crowd had in that.
Yeah, and then it's magic.
Yeah, that's a WrestleMania moment, which they needed, and you could say like if Digifox's conspiracy theory is true, like they really realized how much they fucked up with the opening match, they're like, get it out there now. That made it forget because there's, reading forums and whatever, they're like, people are freaking outraged about this, but then this match happened, and they're like, okay, this makes up for that.
Yeah, even us, when we were watching it, we were like, bored as fuck, like, fuck, it's going to be another shitty WrestleMania. And then this match happens, and we forgot about all that shit.
Yeah, it was definitely much better than the Taker Big Boss Man Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania 15.
The ending of that match though was fucking sweet. I mean, not wishing harm upon the Big Boss Man, but
I found it okay at best. I just didn't like the hanging at the end of that match.
No, that's what I'm talking about. That was fucking sweet.
I
mean, it was like, I wouldn't want the Bossman to actually hang like that, but for like the villain Undertaker, and at the time, it's like, oh, okay, I expect him to do shit like this.
Well, that was not out of character at all. But anyway, guess we'll talk about the finish to this match.
We move on from something exciting to something meh. Team Laurinaitis versus Team Long.
Well, we didn't get to the end of the match.
Have we mentioned who won the Hell in the Cell?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, there's moving along, and then there's, like, jumping over. Yeah. Take it away, did you, though?
So, basically, it ends with Undertaker tombstoning Triple H, which he did, as I recall, exactly twice in the match. The first time didn't work. The second time did.
Oh, and before the second tombstone, they were fighting over the sledgehammer, and Taker gets the sledgehammer. Triple H does the DX sign, and he eats a sledgehammer for his worries.
Yeah.
And then Triple H climbs up, Taker does his classic thumb slid across the throat. Tombstone, 1, 2, 3. Taker wins.
And in true Taker fashion, if this is his last match, yes, end it with a tombstone. There's no way else you can end that. You have to end it with a fucking tombstone. I don't care.
And of course, we got to talk about the aftermath.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that aftermath is beautiful.
Yeah.
That match was the crowning moment of awesome. Sorry to say, but the aftermath was pretty heartwarming.
Yeah, it's just I'm really hoping that all three of them just pretty much retire at this point, because there's no way you can top that, and I'd rather you not.
So
yeah,
basically,
there is no way.
What they do, for those who didn't see, they basically all kind of pick each other up and kind of embrace in a hug, and then they kind of like walk off into the sunset.
Well, more hobble, because John.
Yeah.
Because John was supporting both of them on his left side.
Sean was the spry one in that bunch.
So basically, Undertaker was able to walk out on his own power, and it was Triple H.
Barely.
Like a boss.
Exactly.
Shut up.
So if they all retired, we know Sean's already retired, but if Triple H and Taker retired, they never wrestled again, I would be cool with it.
Yeah,
and you know what?
And I like that.
And the match has like the possibility of being a match of the year, so it's like at least in the and I know it's early, but it could be in the candidacy later on. We don't know what's going to happen, but it's like, wow, if my last match was a match of the year candidate, awesome.
Yeah, if there was a match to retire on, that would be the match.
So my hats off to Triple H and Undertaker and Shawn Michaels for an excellent 20 years of good matches.
Yeah, and if this is Undertaker's last match, thank you very much. Being a fan, I'm probably never going to hear this. God willing, though, I hope he does. But shit, Undertaker, thank you very much for your career. Like, he's one of those guys you like to see him as a heel, you like to see him as a good guy, but he always gave you his best, and you always got to see a good match out of him. Or if not, he tried to.
Yep.
Come on, guys, more Undertaker love.
And yeah, really.
Yep. My hat's
Congratulations,
off.
Undertaker, on a perfect 20-0 streak. Here's to a happy retirement for you and Michelle. Triple H, have fun backstage, out of the spotlight. Help get those young guys over, man.
Yeah, it's time to go on into a new era, and we'll always cherish the memories of the old one.
Yeah, Taker, it was awesome watching you on TV. Even if I came into wrestling while you were part of the Ministry of Darkness. Trips, you were a great heel. You were a great heel when I was watching you. And Sean, it was fun seeing you as slowly as I did, even when you tried to screw over DX on WrestleMania on the night before WrestleMania 15 by booking Big Show versus Mankind for the special guest referee slot.
Really,
all right, Undertaker knows we love him.
Yeah.
And now we go to... Oh, go right ahead, did you?
Yeah, now we can easily move on.
Yeah, we go from something exciting and heartwarming to something meh. Team Laurinaitis versus Team Teddy.
Oh, fuck. Actually, it wasn't that bad. It was just...
Oh, wait, we almost forgot Heath Slater guy's WrestleMania moment.
Oh, yes. So Heath Slater tries to buddy up to Flo Rida. And, yeah, when you get your ass kicked by Flo Rida, that's pretty embarrassing.
Wait. Heath Slater got more screen time than Daniel Bryan on WrestleMania.
Yes.
Yep.
You can rage now.
I'm going to resist the urge to scream. Just suppress it. Okay. Let's move on.
When my grandma saw Flo Rida, she thought that he was a wrestler.
Moving on.
Right.
Okay, so Team Laurinaitis versus Team Long. And the way I put it, this is our WrestleMania bullshit sort of comic relief match.
No, I'm gonna rename this match. This is Bree's team versus Nikki's team. Because the Bella Twins had this breakup just to prolong and further the storyline.
So basically, John Laurinaitis and his team come out with the Nickelback music. So
let's be thankful for one thing. Let's be thankful for one thing. We didn't see Daniel Bryan wrestle, and Sheamus wrestle, which was a drag. But they didn't hire Nickelback to do a live song.
Okay, I'm thankful for that.
So they already did that
WWE,
actually.
that could have totally happened.
But we got some other bullshit instead. So it's like
we also get to be introduced to Brother Lovinitis.
I love you.
I love you.
As I hate to be a crusher of spirits, Magpie, Nickelback already did perform live at tribute to the troops.
I know, and it was one of the worst things that happened to those soldiers.
But moving on.
Yeah. So Team Laura walks out looking like fucking Colonel Sanders.
Okay, no one do the impersonation or I'll punch you in the face, but there's a thought in my head that just cropped up of Laurinaitis trying to talk about 13 spices and herbs inside of his chicken. that image just popped up in my head.
So diving deep into the bullshit here, and then Team Teddy comes out.
Now remember, players, I never had any faith in you at all, so if you go in there and embarrass me, I ain't gonna take any offense from it. Really, I didn't have any high expectations from you motherfuckers anyway, alright? The faster I get fired, the faster I can get the fuck out of here. Win, team, win. Win.
I'm surprised that Team Long did not come out to the SmackDown music, which was a good surprise because I would rather hear Teddy Long's music more than Your Enemy by Green Day.
Yeah, I think the logic here is Laurinaitis does not have a theme, so he has to default on the Raw theme.
Which is weird because, he was a dynamic dude. You think they dig that up. But no.
Yeah,
or at least
if they came out to that surfer music, that would be awesome.
I'm Mr. Personality. I still have my surfer music.
I'm sure Backlash can find the theme and put it on here right now.
You're implying furries have brains. Anyway.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to talk about personal spots in the match?
Well, there was one point where during the call I said, this match is starting to look good. Not 1 second later, they tagged in the Great Khali. It's like the timing of that.
And it's terrible too, because of all the times for it to be an elimination tag match, this was it.
Yeah.
Because if they tagged in because if this was like a tag team, not tag team, the elimination tag match, you would be like, okay, they're tagging him in. He's gonna be gone in the next 4 moves.
Mm.
Yeah.
It was basically like your bullshit clusterfuck of a match, a lot like Magpie's Love Life.
At least I'm fucking clusters. What are you doing?
Are they oatmeal clusters?
Yes, it's better when it's difficult and hurts.
Oatmeal? Are you crazy?
So do we want
but it did divulge into clusterfuck mode. Any spotlights from the clusterfuck?
We saw.
It was like the Great Khali brain chopping Mark Henry. I thought that was pretty class.
We saw.
It makes sense.
Speaking of Mark Henry, we saw him toss Hornswoggle.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I officially like Mark Henry more now.
Nobody tosses a dwarf except Mark Henry.
Are you kidding? If you get, you know why I like Mr. Kennedy? Like I always will like that dude. because he like punted Hornswoggle once. I can never like hate that guy.
Michelle
Just because
McCool
of
did
that.
that too. So.
Huh?
Michelle McCool punted Hornswoggle once too.
And that's why I can't hate Michelle McCool. I really can't. If you want to get over with me real fast in WWE, just punch Hornswoggle.
Too bad.
See the match where Drew McIntyre beat the shit out of him?
Yes, and I love Drew McIntyre. I did before, but that made me like him better.
Too bad Mr. Kennedy was involved with that Team Lakers versus Team Nuggets match that got him fired.
So yeah, Santino basically carries the last little bit of the match with this Cobra thing. And I know Magpie probably hates Santino because he's trying to be a snake furry.
I don't hate Santino at all. I mean, he's just using a puppet. He doesn't think he's a person.
A snake
See,
person,
he acknowledges there's still a reality.
Unlike Orton.
Okay, jokes aside, Team Laurinaitis wins. Team Laurinaitis.
Oh,
And it's all because of Eve.
Yeah, Eve screwed over the ending of the match by getting into the ring when Zack Ryder was going for the broski boot, and the ref had to pull out Eve, and then Ryder eats a skull-crushing finale, and Laurinaitis is now running both shows. Hooray!
Which probably means Miz is going to get some type of a title shot soon for that.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually happy that Team Laurinaitis won because I actually like a heel owner more than a face owner. But that's just me.
I was just hoping Teddy would win just so I can have a continuing bet on DarkMatch, but well, it looks like Teddy Long keeping it real has to be put on the shelf.
Yeah.
Aw.
Teddy Long ain't keeping nothing real no more.
Now shut up, player. My team went in there and lost like I expected them to. All right? I can't make any doubts about that, player. But here's what I'm going to do now. I didn't really want this job, but the only reason I was perfect for that job was because I hate everyone on that roster. And I wouldn't have treated anyone special. But that didn't happen. Sure, maybe it's my karmatic retribution for all the things I've done to get back at the man, and this is his revenge, but the way I see it, Teddy Long's going to get back in his car, he's going to get in there with his Scandinavian beauty, and he's going to drive off into the sunset and get the fuck out of Florida.
He's Lithuanian.
Same thing, I don't care.
So yeah, now Laurinaitis owns both shows, or he runs both shows, I should say.
Yeah.
This could have been a perfect WrestleMania moment for Laurinaitis if he could have just been like, wait a minute, both shows are mine. I can feel everything. And he just would have Highlander. He just would have started Highlandering it. He like, there's some kind
Sucks
of wires
all this
that,
energy.
yeah, it just, some wires just like, suspend him up in the air, and then there's like lightning effects. He's like, I am Laurinaitis. I feel everything. I am one with the WWE universe.
I am Mr. Excitement.
And then a lightning bolt strikes him, and when he falls down, he's like, I am the GM now. Do you know what this means? Yes, I can make matches. I can do anything.
Right, so yeah.
Yeah.
So then we get our very awesome WWE title match: Chris Jericho versus CM Punk.
Oh man.
Oh, actually, we had to mention this before the match. As Team Laurinaitis was celebrating going past CM Punk, Johnny Ace stops to talk to CM Punk, and seeing that he owns both shows now, he puts an extra stipulation on the match. Punk cannot lose to DQ. If he does, he loses the belt to Jericho.
Will it play an important factor later in the match? We'll find out. But going into the match, though, I think no one had, again, collective opinion, but I think we're all on the same boat when we were just like, okay, this match cannot suck. This is going to be one of those matches we're going to talk about.
Yeah, and it was a very good match.
Very good. I mean, the entire time I was going into this WrestleMania just like, okay, I think Punk and Jericho are going for Macho Man Steamboat. They're very much going for Macho Man Steamboat. And when you think about both wrestlers involved, that's not that bad of a comparison. I mean, look who they're influenced by.
Yeah, true with
Jericho
Punk.
comes out with a very awesome blue and red LED jacket, which was very nice to look at.
But at the same time, he also had the same LEDs in his tights and his boots.
Yeah. So he basically looked like a walking Christmas tree, but that's Jericho's gimmick, and I don't know about you, but I'm loving it.
I have no problem with Jericho wearing shiny things. Jericho's a person that can make something wear something ridiculous and be like, damn, I need to get a pair of whatever that is.
See, take a fucking hit, Edward Cullen. This is how you sparkle properly. So this match, very awesome.
Yeah, this was definitely match of the night, if not contending with Triple H Taker.
Lots of very very quick kind of reversals and kind of maneuvering each other's holds, and
it was like an uphill. It was sort of like I'm sorry, were you done? I didn't mean to jump in there.
Oh yeah, I was finished.
Oh, okay, cool. But it was it was sort of an like we trusted this match was going to be awesome, and with both talents involved, it is. But it was kind of an uphill battle because the match was like people were already still tired from Undertaker and Triple H. So when this match came on, they were sort of like people were interested in watching it, but to get really like back up and like cheering into it, it was sort of like they had to fight it. And when it came in and that crowd really started to go, it really started to go. So it was almost like they had to fight to get that energy back, which they did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What were some of your favorite spots in the match, guys?
Ooh, it's gonna be hard to pick. There were so many good ones.
The near DQs near the start of the match from Jericho's egging.
Yeah.
Jericho playing the perfect heel.
Punk to hit him with the chair. Punk's like, no, fuck that shit. And then kicks him or punches him or whatever he does.
I'm going to hit you with this man, fuck it. My limbs work better.
Oh, yeah, there was that really good, like, really stiff kick in the face that Punk gave Jericho. Like,
it was almost as brutal as the kick he gave to, like, Christian that one week.
Yeah, it's just like, shit.
Which is awesome, too, because they put, with placing people for WrestleMania matches, you're obviously going to put into mind, like, okay, this match is going to draw money, but also you want to put into mind as a booker, like, okay, which two wrestlers are going to give me, like, the best result? So putting, like, into mind, like, Punk style and Jericho style, you put Punk with Jericho, Punk can go all out and be like, okay, I can kick him extra harder because he's not a pussy. He can take a hit like that. Chris Jericho's the type of person that can, like, sell those type of spots, and Punk could be a little bit more vicious. And it makes the WrestleMania match a little bit more special. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a very, very nice match. Maybe even match of the night.
It has pretty stiff competition with the.
It does.
Yeah.
With another
it's kind of hard to say. We're probably gonna have to let this match age like a fine wine first before we really pass judgment.
But yeah.
For the most part, though, we got our money's worth if you paid to see this match. Like, if you paid to see the opening world title match, you got disappointed. But if you paid to see specifically for this reason, I don't think you wasted your money.
Yeah, at least one world title didn't get treated like shit.
Yeah. And I also love the finish to this match, which was dueling submission moves.
Yeah. And what happens is Punk eventually makes Jericho tap to the Anaconda device.
Ending WrestleMania submission. Like, I'm such a submission mark. I like wrestling moves in general, but submissions are my favorite. But you can end a WrestleMania in a submission. Always beautiful thing.
Yeah, and it's happened before.
Totally.
I was just happy that the dueling submission happened to between two guys that had submission finishers too.
Oh yeah.
Definitely
And
good battle. And your winner and still WWE champion to our delight, CM Punk. Now this leads me to
Yes.
one question though. Now that CM Punk's still a champion, who's going to be some of the next people do you think he's going to be feuding with? If you had to make a prediction. I would like
they
to
could.
see Ziggler still, probably come back into play, but I don't think that's going to be recent. But who do you guys think would be?
I don't think he's finished with Jericho. I think Jericho might actually win the title from Punk sometime down the road.
Oh, you think so?
I'm-
Well, I know they could.
Extreme
You could probably
Rules.
consider. You could definitely bet there's going to be another pay-per-view match, but as for other opponents, because I don't see him getting the belt, at least for a mitigated period of time at least.
I agree with DigiFox, so I would like to see Jericho and Punk feud more.
Well, they're going to feud more. I'm not saying that, but I don't think he's going to take the title.
How about you, Megafighter?
Who will Punk feud with next? I mean, well, there is the possibility that Lord Tensai guy that they're hyping up as being a possible threat for the title. Who knows?
No, we're going to have to wait and see for that one.
Yeah, we do.
Although, could be sweet.
Yeah.
All right, let's just get to The Rock versus Cena.
Yeah, we're gonna skip all the bullshit.
Bullshit that could have been used for the Daniel Bryan Sheamus match.
No,
Yeah.
let's
Yes,
talk
we-
about the bullshit. We got
No, we can sum up the bullshit if anything. We don't have to talk in depth about the bullshit.
Right.
Because we still have another thing we have to talk in depthly about.
okay.
And that's
So
our
somebody
main
summarize the
event.
bullshit.
All right, let me sum it up. Okay, we got Brodus Clay coming out, calling his mama and her bridge club. They all do a little dancing number to his theme. Then the Crack Pack come out and they do their song to introduce John Cena's entrance. Then Flow Rider comes out, does a song to introduce The Rock's entrance. And now we finally get to our main event.
1 year in the making. 2 iconic figures. WrestleMania. This is it. And it.
And we get John Cena wearing a green shirt.
He's Green Lantern John Cena.
That's the first thing we fucking see.
Maybe that's him payback to Boston fans where he's just like, okay, I have a green shirt now. Are you happy? Can we get over the purple debacle?
So yeah, he has new merch powers activated.
So that's always that's on his side for this match.
Yep. But then we get his opponent, The Rock, who comes out. And of course it's Rock's hometown, so they mark out big time.
And Rock soaks it all up and takes a lot of time looking.
Yeah,
I think
your
it
entrance
took
takes
longer.
than Undertaker.
I think it took longer than both Undertaker and Triple H.
And Randy Orton combined.
So he takes a sweet fucking time to get down to the ring.
And in that sweet time, Daniel Bryan and Sheamus could have probably done 7 move combinations and back and forths.
Oh yeah, they could have had a 5-star match in this time. And Sheamus still could have ended it with a bro kick.
Yeah.
So basically, this is our main event, and it was kind of a letdown. I gotta tell you,
It is
it was
mildly okay.
it was just
It was a
it
good
was just
match.
mediocre.
It was an okay match. I just don't agree with the ending. But we'll get to that.
Oh yes.
Oh boy.
I didn't even get to fully see it.
Yeah.
Although I know what
And
happened,
of course,
so
we
you guys take
may
this
as
one.
well just say it. The Rock wins. Just right the fuck out of nowhere, Rock bottoms Cena for the win, and the collective wrestling community just goes, "The fuck? Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah.
The Rock wins.
I was very shocked, and not in a good way.
Because it's like with the promos, it's like Cena was winning this night in, night out, promo wise.
Yeah.
In any essence, he carried that portion of it for an entire year.
It just
Yeah,
doesn't
he
make
did.
sense. Rock would win.
And I'll have to say this really quickly: the Rock concert this year made me Team Cena for this match.
Yeah, it made me Team Cena too because just the Rock is bullshit now.
It made the
And this
corpse
is-
of Freddie Mercury Team Cena.
And this is coming from someone who grew up with the Rock.
Yeah, I
Well, we
grew
all
up
like
too.
me and Digi grew up with the Rock, but we're still pissed about this. Like I can't say pissed where I want to burn down WWE studios or write Rock angry letters or anything like that, but it's like logically it doesn't make sense.
It's just this is as a writer, this is just bad storytelling.
I mean, okay, if you're gonna make say they're gonna if they turn, let's get the benefit of the doubt, if they turn Cena heel, and that's a big fucking if. But let's benefit the doubt on this one. They say they turn him heel. Like, okay, this is the first crack where he's just like, oh, well, it was my arrogance trying to take Rock's finisher that got me caught up, and that pisses me off. But even then, it's like that still doesn't really justify that. I mean, make Cena win because it's not gonna. Yeah, it doesn't hurt him in the long run. Yeah, it does. Okay, like with The Rock beating him, it doesn't hurt him. It does. It still makes him look bad, but it doesn't like ruin his career forever, and he doesn't have a chance of rebuilding. He's still gonna have his fans, and people are still gonna want to see the product because of Cena. But that's just it. He's your guy. Make sure he wins the match. He's gonna be there. I mean, I'm not trying to reiterate something people have already said before, but it's like it breaks down to that.
I'll say this right now. Neither guy really needed the victory here.
Right.
But if you're going to have a victory, have it the guy who's going to be around tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which was Cena's entire point the entire time. Like, not that. Okay, towards the end, maybe that was when he was just like, okay, I'm gonna be here tomorrow morning after this WrestleMania, so I have to win this for pride's sakes. But even before that, he was just like making that point, like, okay, you're not gonna be here, so it's just like, let him win, let Cena win. I mean, that just makes sense. I mean,
It's
yeah,
like
okay.
This whole time, Rock was pretty much like this arrogant, spoiled. I deserve everything, and I'm not saying he's not because that's mostly part of his character, but Cena was kind of like the underdog in this whole feud, trying to earn respect from The Rock.
It's like Triple H versus Booker T all over again. Just, you have the guy you're building up as the hero of the story, and he just ends up losing.
Yeah, it's just the problem is it's just too unbalanced, too kind of Mary Sued over onto one side. Just not good. Not good storytelling.
They had Rock win because it's for the nostalgia and the smart money.
And again, you can't please people 100% of the time, but you can make that argument like, okay, we wrestling fans are the smart marks or whatever. We're in the minority compared to the mainstream fan, but even in the mainstream fans, like who are watching the WWE product currently, little kids or whatever like that, or people who are just fans of Cena, they want Cena to win. He's their guy.
Right.
Like even if you have Cena win, that's still not like playing to the wrong demographic because you're pleasing your audience either way.
Yeah.
Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Yes, you
perfect
are.
sense.
Oh yeah, you're making complete sense.
You're crystal clear, Magpie.
Which
Crystal
is
clear.
surprising coming from a hippie.
What did you just call me?
I mean, usually hippies are like full of random nonsense, but anyway, moving
I'll
on.
do a Beatles listening didgeridoo playing hippie.
Okay,
Oh, look,
Megafighter,
we're-
I definitely can whoop your ass in a battle of wits. Don't challenge me. Digifox, after the show, you and me, pal. You and me.
I'll challenge you to a battle of wits after you wash your hair.
I think that was directed at you with the fur. At
You
any
know,
rate, though,
I bathe myself in lots
more
of
thoughts
fluids.
about Rock versus Cena.
Oh, I don't know. It's. I think I said it all.
Yeah, I really don't have much else to say.
It's done. You know.
Yeah.
At this point, it's done. They made their beds. They're gonna have to lie in it. Then we'll see. We'll just let the history books speak for themselves.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's about it.
Well, we have
I think
one
that's
last
gonna
thing.
do it.
Well, we do have one more thing to do. We have to do what gets more screen time than Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus.
Yes.
And I like to start.
Go ahead.
Yes. Go ahead.
Hornswoggle being tossed by Mark Henry gets more screen time than Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus.
Actually, I can't fault that getting more screen time. I mean, if that got screen time, that's usually a good thing.
That's the good kind of more screen time.
Yeah, I would want that more on my TV.
Okay. Santino and Mick Foley beating a bunch of lobsters with sock puppets got more screen time than Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus.
Backup dancers with goofy haircuts got more screen time than Daniel Bryan and Sheamus.
The Tron cycle on the entrance ramp got more screen time than Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus.
Alex Rodriguez got more screen time than Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus.
Oh.
The Woman of 1,000 Corpses, Tori Wilson, gets more screen time than Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus.
Hey, it was her dad that was a corpse.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
don't you talk bad about Dawn Marie's husband. She lost a perfectly good man that day.
Well, I think that's going to do it for tonight's show, our WrestleMania review part 2 of what could likely be a 3-part series. It's up to the other guys.
And if the 3-part series is any better than this, then good for them. And if it's not, I blame Megafighter and Digi.
So don't forget to
awesome.
subscribe to us on Blip TV or YouTube to keep up to date with all our videos. You can also like us on Facebook.
Don't forget us about Twitter.
Follow us on Twitter at DarkMatch Wrestling. That's with 1 S. It'll be up on the screen. And
don't forget to follow our individual Twitters, except for Magpie, because he doesn't have one because he's a dirty hippie.
Okay, I'm going to say this right now just so you know. Other than me, you have the goofiest voice on DarkMatch. So anything you automatically say just sucks.
Anyways, don't forget to check us out on TRE Productions, where all our video plus lots of other great stuff is hosted.
And we're also on Reviewtopia.
Okay.
When do Twin Powers activate?
And last but certainly not least, visit us at the Spoonie Experiment forums, where we check out, and you can chat with us as well.
We don't bite. Often.
So do all that shit.
And listen to a band called Bad Rabbits. And that'll be it for the Dark Match. Good night, and good luck, everybody.
I'm DigiFox. I'm the fox that rocks your socks.
No, forget him.
I'm Megafighter Free, and down with the hippies!
I am the Lord Star, and I'm a red dragon furry.
I'm Magpie, and I'm just going to murder Megafighter just to prove a point to Digi. Get the fuck over here. I'll teach you to speak out of line.